I think it's not partly one interesting feature that I wanted to, we did not touch on. We must, the collaboration must also be in terms of data. That I think one of the key features is we must not just see this issue as one of getting information to people, but also one of getting information from people on what they see out there. And that particular potential is something which is very difficult to tap without technology, like networking technology like the internet.
Right. Okay. Did you have something to say?
I just wanted to make one quick thing. We are unfortunately keep talking about this, nice things that this green consumption, green buildings is things which nice people do. That's not going to get us there. The scale of transformation we require means this must become part of the norm and not just something which nice people do.
Okay. Very quickly.
I just want to go back to the point just raised about getting people to provide information. One of the plus points with new media, the mobile phones, the internet and all that, what we have seen is that ability for the ordinary people who are not normally journalists to participate in media as what we call civic journalists. And if you look at the scenarios that happened recently, one particular observation is that anybody who took the photos from their mobile phones and who sent messages, all that, one thing they wanted to do was to be associated with the established media, that the established media pick up those things and include in their reports while acknowledging the fact that these been received from ordinary people. But people who want to send those messages wanted to send it to a media organization. So the organization is very important. Why? Despite the fact that there are some areas like the question of press freedom, the ownerships and all that, we should not forget the fact that the media has to function in a competitive way. And one of the key challenges that the internet put to media was to reassert their credibility. And in that sense, internet did an enormous job because people could check information, people could access other newspapers, other radio stations, other television stations, if the internet is available. So there is always, I don't believe there is this saying that the media is manipulated by owners all the time. Of course, media has to sell, and that is one of the things that the media has to become more credible in order to sell. And then the second factor is that we should not forget the fact that there is a professional level of players, what we call journalists, who are always having tensions with their own ownerships in terms of the editorial independence and other. That's why UNESCO is promoting the editorial independence and to safeguard the journalists. Look at what is the most dangerous job these days. 700 journalists were killed during last year, and they are not necessarily from the conflict areas. They are from ordinary countries like Philippines, some other areas where they were fighting against the drug trafficking and all that. These are some of the people, professionals who are devoting their time to bring verified information to the other people so they can discuss policy. So I think we need to invest in these people.
100%. And being a member of the press corps, I can sign on that. That's a subject of another session taking place tomorrow, I think, around 11 o'clock. We still have 2 questions from the floor. Would you like to go now very quickly, and then we can...
The question of the radio versus mobile phone. I understand that mobile phone is, I mean, this is all moving very fast and it's a moving target. But I think overall, globally, mobile phone has overtaken radio. Plus, of course, it has the advantage of 2 ways.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Christoph Zuckerberger from Global Ethics Net. As founder of this global network on ethics, of course, I'm concerned about the question how to bring values in this whole debate. And I think the whole question of these technologies, we have to look at it in a very realistic way. It's a wonderful tool, and I think it corresponds to the globalization that we use, a globalized way to mobilize people. And I think this kind of campaigning has to be done for these climate change issues. At the same time, we must be realistic, and I think it was expressed by you and others. It's a tool, it's an instrument. It can be used and it can be abused. And we remain the same. We are human beings. And some of you expressed a more optimistic anthropology. We are able to do the good things. Others expressed more the negative, pessimistic anthropology. Yeah, we are always in danger to abuse our power. Both is reality, and I think that's a challenge, how to qualify, how to use these instruments for the better. And I'm convinced it can be, and these examples that you showed are excellent examples that it can be used, but don't forget, or we cannot forget, that power remains a major obstacle, and or not only an obstacle, also a chance behind that. So what I'm often missing in this kind of debates is the power issue. I just read the book Planet Google, written a few months ago. Google is an excellent instrument, but when you read this book, you become aware once again, it's all about power.
Okay.
Nevertheless, so the power issue, how to limit power, also with the new instruments, I think is an important challenge.
Thank you very much for that. We have one more question here before.